Dianne, in one word, I would have to say genuine. Just unique and genuine. I guess I can say it in 2 words.
I wish I could have seen her on the floor in action. I always would think about that. I wonder how Miss Dianne was when she was a nurse, on the floor. Because I bet her patients listened to her. Because she was very authoritative. I mean, we all listened to her. What Miss Dianne said went.
Miss Dianne Celestine was a true employee to Opelousas General Health System. Anytime a doctor walked into the nurse's station, she was like this: here's your list, here's your consents to sign.
You could count on Dianne to do the right thing all the time. It didn't make any difference where she was working. I'm sure she did that on dietary. She definitely did it on 4 North. And on PCU as a unit secretary, she cheated a little bit and did a little bit of nursing also. It was just in her.
Miss Dianne was a warm and caring person. She was very down to earth. She loved to fish. She loved to watch the Saints. And she talked a lot about her family, especially her grandchildren.
Was always at the desk. You never had to go hunting Miss Dianne down. She was always at the desk. I think she even ate lunch at the desk most of the time.
Miss Dianne was a firecracker, but she was also very respected by everyone at the hospital.
I understand besides doing just about everything possible on 4 North, she also did labor and delivery at times.
She had a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and she helped you if you had problems or questions. She could answer, especially a lot of the new nurses. She was one of the only people that could read Dr. Adasta's handwriting.
If anyone had any question about any type of lab order that needed to be put in, or anything in that computer system at that time, she was the person who got the phone call, because she knew it.
She always had a little nickname for everyone. For me, she called me the little girl whose mama works here. The whole time I've known her, and that's been since when I started with Opelousas General in 2013. She still called me the little girl whose mama worked here, even though, I was her favorite. No, I'm kidding, I wasn't. Shane Tate was her favorite.
I'm sure Shane probably gave y'all some stories. Yeah. Those 2 they would get each other going. Shane was over on telemetry and she was right there at the desk. Oh yeah, they would egg each other on.
She had just returned from a health crisis, and I went to PCU to check on her, and a brand new nurse walks into the nurse's station. Hey, I paged Dr. So-and-so, and the nurse is just standing there, and the phone starts ringing, and the phone rings, and the phone rings, and I look at Dianne, I said, you need me to answer your phone? And she says, T-Boy, did you just walk in this nurse's station and say you paged somebody? If you're gonna page somebody and the phone's ringing, pick it up.
Miss Dianne was very well respected by all the physicians. They would immediately come to her with any questions. They bypassed all the nurses. They wanted to know what Miss Dianne had to say. They truly cared about her.
She had a really good sense of humor. Always laughing, always joking, always cutting up. But when I would poke her a little bit too much, she'd let me know it, and I loved what she used to tell me. She said, boy, get away from me with that. Just get away.
She had a way with some of the hard to deal with physicians, and you could tell that they just respected her and loved her.
My grandmother's co-workers were just like family to her. They were everything, actually. She'd come home and talk about them just like she go to work and talk about us.
She was the first person that you would see when you got off the elevator, and a lot of times patients or family members don't know where to go. She would have to, she would show them which way to go, like to go to ICU or OB, a very vital part of our PCU family.
She was just one of those people that you would hear her off to the side, sit there working at the desk, and you could hear her sitting at her desk making these little comments or whatever, and you just kind of start giggling, and she would start giggling because she knew that you heard. I just have to, so I could sit there and remember the things that she would say and her comments and everything else and just giggle all day long.
What Miss Dianne said, it didn't matter if you were a doctor or the janitor. What Miss Dianne said was went. And everyone, I guess you could say she was honest, would be a good word to use, because people believed her when what she said. Like, no questions were ever asked about, is this a reliable source, or did this really happen? She, everyone just trusted what she said.
She was like the mother, because she was a lot older than most of us up there. So she was sort of like the mother of the four North.
I would like to thank Opelousas General Health System for recognizing my grandmother for the Hall of Fame Award. I'm excited to accept this award on the behalf of my grandmother, Ms. Dianne Celestine.